Hey everyone, welcome to Generation Gamers. This is our weekly podcast. We've got a lot to talk about this week and a full boat panel. I am Mike Mullis, aka Stinger NLG, and gentlemen, introduce yourselves.
Hey guys, it's me, Mason, aka Signer 212. Glad to be here along with my boy Stan.
What's going on? It's Stan, aka Loyal Valor, and we got Dave over here.
Hey guys, it's Dave, aka GT Marauder. It's the first time I've been able to get it in, so I'm happy to be here today with you guys.
Hey guys, it's Chris, Beetle Langer. It's a pleasure to be here for the first time.
Yeah, got Dave and Chris, GT and B Langer finally.
No.
Yeah, man, we're glad to have you guys. We've we got a lot to talk about, so as much of our own opinions as we can get today. Let's see if we can rattle through some good stuff.
A
You
lot of
guys
stuff.
ready to go?
Like Willy Wonka said, so much to do, so
Word.
little time.
There we go. All right,
Yeah,
well,
he's my
let's
idol
start
still.
with the. Hey, and Gene Wilder, best Willy Wonka. Let's just throw that out there right now.
Second that.
Yep.
All right, so let's get started, guys. All right, so let's get to the big news first. You know, the game that's sucking the wind out of everybody else these days.
Oh yeah.
Titanfall. So this is the third podcast now where we have led with Titanfall. And as everybody knows, the game has gone gold. It is ready to go March 11th. On March 10th, in a couple of places around the world, Microsoft is having a couple launch parties. It's going to be pretty big. They're going to be streaming it on the
Twitch.
Xbox channel
Oh, they'll be streaming on Twitch. That'd be kind of cool.
and Twitch. So, you know, if you haven't gotten a chance to go yourself, you can watch the festivities as we count down to the Titanfall launch. Gentlemen, so let's start with the fact that Titanfall is bringing some major changes to the Xbox One in not just the behind-the-scenes stuff, but let's talk about these bundles, guys. They're throwing Titanfall in with the Xbox One and a month of Xbox Live in the US for $4.99, which is the usual cost of the console, and to make it even better in the UK, they've dropped the price to bring it more in line with the PlayStation 4, and you're still getting Titanfall.
Oh, so they are still having the same Titanfall bundle in the UK, and they're dropping the price. Wow, I didn't know that. That's actually that's nuts. I see. I didn't know that. I thought the bundle was also only in the UK. I didn't know that it was actually in the US also, which is a good thing. I mean, if anyone, I don't know how you can agree now. I mean, disagree with it now. I mean, for the $500, especially GT, with their Canadian money, which is pretty much similar to ours. I know UK is like, I think, what was the conversion rate, GT? What we did it yesterday.
Yeah, I looked it up, and I think the price drop has gone down to £3.99, which works out to be like $668 US.
Jesus.
So I don't know if it's because of the cost
Oh
of
my
living
God.
factor that's put into it, but you look at that.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot of money, especially with I don't know. I think the exchange rate that's definitely pretty expensive there. I would have to say.
Yeah,
So I
because
mean,
before the price drop, it was like 720.
good
That would
lord,
be for US conversion.
Jesus.
I wouldn't even pay that much.
So we have
for
it
that,
pretty good
man.
here.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, when me and GT we ran the exchange rate, and then I'd ask Stinger, about the exchange rate there is just so much higher, and I know some people were coming out with that price drop. They were saying, "Oh, Xbox is in trouble," and this and that. It's like, no, it's not. And I didn't think it was. I just thought, and well, UK always gets a lot of good shit. I mean, for one, they got the 2 free games at launch. I mean, I would have liked to get Forza 5 for free at launch,
Yeah,
but
but they pay a whole lot more over there for
Exact-
the Xbox One than we did.
yeah, and I see. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was like that's 200. And so the original Pro, would you say 720? That's $220 more than what we paid. That's insane. $720? Yeah.
Yeah,
Jeez.
well, that's for the bundle though, right? You get the extra game, but still.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
So it's too much money.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of money.
I would be. I don't know. It's a lot.
Well,
So,
not only that, but they're also bringing out a Titanfall branded 24-month Xbox Live Gold card. Now, that gold card over there, I think, is going to be £60. So it turns out to be like 20 pounds savings over buying two 12-month cards.
oh, wow.
And hopefully they're going to bring that over here too, because I know people wanting to buy year cards, at discount prices. They can get a 2-year card and not have to worry about it. For those people who aren't doing the Bing rewards and getting it for free, um, that's also, again, this is Microsoft really trying to ramp themselves up and use Titanfall as their maybe it's their second launching point.
Yeah, I mean that's a good thing. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I mean, it's just good for the gamers in general. It's good for everybody. I mean, I'm pretty sure once Lola jumps on, who knows? Maybe when Lola finally gets his Xbox One, they'll be able to join in the
You guys
festivities.
wanna
Just
you
for
guys
everybody
wanna
knows,
put in a fund,
I think out of everybody, I think Lola's the only one that does not have an Xbox One yet. That's okay, and
No, it's not.
he just had to put to rest.
He's right. He's right.
He just had to put to rest
That's
his 360. That's unfortunate. Even his 360.
Yeah, I'm the guy
man.
who can't play. I'm the guy.
He tried though.
Why,
solder-
Mike?
He tried soldering it up. Heard he did a pretty good job, but then he forgot the eject button, and then he fucked it all up.
Put it back together, and it did not come back on again. So, well, that's what you gotta do when your Xbox is out of warranty. But that's another story.
You do what you can.
True.
So
We
what
mentioned
are we
about-
thinking, guys, for sales expectations? I mean, and we could talk about it from the bundle standpoint. How many Xbox Ones does Microsoft think they're going to sell out of this? And let's talk about the game itself. I mean, is this going to break the million barrier just in the month of March?
Honestly, I think it will. If they had over 2 million beta testers, it's going to surpass a million lickety split. I mean, those were just beta testers. Yeah, it will. It
I
definitely
think,
will.
like Mike said, it's gonna be a good launching point for further sales, because once they see how good the game is, even if you haven't played the beta, everyone's talking about it. So that's the next game to get.
Even
Exactly. The way the game played and all that was amazing. They had a couple issues with the servers, but now they're correcting all that. So if anyone's played the beta and how it performed at that stage, it's going to be amazing.
Remember, didn't you say, Stinger, that they were able to find 10 major bugs that they don't have to worry about at launch now?
Yep. And they were able to do that because they opened it up and let everybody hammer into it. And and we were talking about. I'm glad GT's here with us today, because we were talking about how the beta made us all work as a team, and there was some great bits of teamwork between some of us and our Titans. And GT, we talked last week about there was one instance with you and I, and I was getting hammered on by an opposing Titan, and you rolled around the corner, and it was almost like that scene in Star Trek 6 where the Klingon ship comes out of being cloaked, and then both the Enterprise and the Excelsior are pounded on it, and you came around the corner and started nailing on this Titan, turned him around, and together we just wiped him out. And it's those kind of pieces of teamwork that I think make this game special, and I think this beta got people to see that so they could get over that Call of Duty with mechs mindset that they were in.
Well, even if
Some people.
there was times where even when me and B the Langer were rolling up in just our tanks, I mean, we'd be like walking on the outskirts of the map, and I'd hear, Chris say, "Hey, I'm right behind you," and just to know that he has my back in a Titan is a pretty sweet feeling. I mean, because it's take 2 Titan against 1 is a really good thing. It's
That's
weird.
my friend.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, it's so nice that you can wait and call in your Titan, and then next thing your whole team just goes crazy with like 3 or 4 Titans all at once, and you have a couple other guys on the ground just kind of watching your back for the other pilots coming around. It was great.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And we were doing that exact thing. I mean, I remember even when Zombie was in there with us, none of us would launch our Titan, and then I think all of us would have our Titan, or at least 4 of us, or even 5 of us that have our Titan. We would wait for it, be like, let's drop them. And we were dropping our Titans left and right, and it was just like onslaught, like, oh, rolling up, here we go, rat-a-tat-tat. So, but I definitely
Chris,
think
what were your impressions of the beta since you're joining us for the first time?
I mean, I was personally blown away by the beta. The beta was fantastic, even though we had our ups and downs trying to get into the beta sometimes. It's a different type of game, and like you said, the teamwork importance in this game is going to be important because, and that's how you're going to win your matches is teamwork in that game.
A lot of people, it's funny, a lot of people don't think that game is going to conserve teamwork. I mean, for the listeners, it's not like teamwork like Battlefield. Like where with that, you need some really highly strategic teamwork in Battlefield. This one, it just seems so much easier just to cooperate with each other and to put an organization in it and the ease of it. And I think that's what a lot of people enjoy is it's not a cluster, it's not disorganized, and it's not chaotic. I will, like I said before, it is chaotic, but in a good way. So yeah, I don't know. In the best way.
I mean, I was surprised how easy it was actually to pick up that game. I thought I was just going to get killed left and right, but it was actually pretty simple just to pick it up and get good at it right away.
It was that was the awesome thing about it, especially having Siren 717 in there. We all had the other than Loyal. Sorry, Loyal. we were all able to get in that beta, and it was just fun to experience all that.
The Titans really balanced that game out a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. What do you think about it? What was your overall thoughts there, GT?
The game itself, man, it was so fast paced. Like for myself, everyone's got a different skill level. Me being a little bit older of the group, being the generation gamers.
I think you and Stinger are the oldest guys in our group.
Exactly. So when I play like other games like Battlefield and the Call of Duties before, I don't get a lot of kills. But this time around, everything was just so fast paced. You just gotta keep moving. You just keep coming up on people and everything else. So I was getting a lot more kills than I used to, and it was great. I was just so into it. The game is just it blew my mind, like Chris said. I can't wait for it to come out March 11th.
Hell yeah.
The only other thing that we can bring up, and we'll go kind of into this. This is going to lead into something we're going to talk about a little later. There's been some back and forth about what the game's resolution is going to be, and while I honestly don't care myself, we obviously are going to have listeners that do. They're trying to get the game up to 900p. The beta was at 792. There was a rumor floating around that they could get it to 1080. It's not going to be 1080, so we can scratch that off the list. But look, if it gets to 900, that's a big technical feat for a game that's only 4 months out from the launch. And for me anyway, if it's not that, if it's the same resolution as the beta, it's gonna be just as fun.
Exactly. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I mean, honestly, I was not even. I mean, there's a couple things I would notice when we were playing the beta. Not bringing the game down. Like I noticed like how big the maps were and stuff like that. But I was having so much fun. I didn't even care if the game was running 720p or not. It was seriously so much fun. And if someone is going to criticize that game for the resolution, if you're seriously pick up that game and you're playing that game and you're like, man, these graphics look like crap, then I don't know what to tell you.
At that point, they're just nitpicking, trying to find something wrong with it.
Exactly.
You just fall back on the graphics. It's like.
So the other big thing that came about from the from Titanfall and from getting ready for that launch is the March update that's coming out. I believe
this Tuesday. This Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Next Tuesday.
So unfortunately, I tried to get as many of you guys into that as possible for the preview. They just, I don't know why they did not get anybody else that some of us were inviting, and it wasn't just you guys. On the forums for the preview invite, there were a lot of people complaining, hey, why didn't you put the people I asked to put in? I did get a chance to preview the March update. I'm in the beta program, so hopefully you guys can get in it soon too. And in the meantime, I can sort of give everybody a glimpse of what that March preview is going to be. And so I ran it. I got it last week, and the only thing I haven't been able to do so far is the party chat because you guys weren't able to get in it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I can tell you guys that some of the improvements that they've made to the system are insane. The friends list is completely redone. The friends actually come up first when you go into the friends app, and
nice.
you can see numbers by how many people are online in your list. So on the left-hand side, you have all and favorites and some groups like that. And next to all, if you have 100 people on your friends list and 35 of them are online, a number 35 will be next to all.
Oh, that's
if
cool.
you have if you have a favorites list like I do, then whoever is in your favorites list that's online, that'll be there too. On the home page, you'll start seeing that rotate now on that left-hand bar where the friends are. You'll see how many friends are online, how many of your favorites are online, and when the Twitch integration starts up on the 11th, you'll see how many people are actually in your friends list or broadcasting. So the friends list has become very nice. They've added in some of the other small things that were missing from launch. Actually, this is not a small thing for a lot of people, judging what I read on the internet. Dolby Digital is going to be brought back in for optical out. So people who have some of the headsets that do Dolby Digital, those are going to start working.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Now, Chris,
And,
don't you got those? Don't you got a? Oh, that's for. Don't you got those? Not Polka Audio. Those gaming headsets. What are they called? Turtle Beach.
Yeah, I have a Turtle Beach for my 360. Yeah.
So,
I mean,
so if he does yours have optical or no?
It's got the RCA.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
I can't really remember honestly because I haven't used it for
It's got
quite
the
a long
red and the
time.
black.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
the other thing that this update does is it actually updates the firmware on the controller, which I find
heard about that.
fascinating.
I heard about that.
And it allows for the headset adapter that's also coming out. I believe it's coming out this week.
March 25th. I thought it was March 25th for the.
No, the headset adapter's coming out before Titanfall.
Oh, okay.
And it's supposed to allow your standard gaming headsets and audio headsets from previous gens to work. If you have a chat headset, chat and game audio will come through it if you've got that. And then Polk and Turtle Beach are coming out with their custom licensed products as well. Microsoft's got one. And so the controllers update, which is actually the second controller update if you think about it, because the February update fixed this, did some modifications to the analog stick dead zones, which was a respawn.
Oh, I thought that was for this one. The update.
No, that came out in February's update.
Oh, well, I
where
didn't
they
know that.
adjusted the sticks.
Good lord.
So, there's a lot of other under the hood things that. There's a checkbox now where you can turn off Connect gesture control while you're watching videos.
Cool.
I've heard a lot of people complain about that.
That's happened to me when I was watching. I'd be watching my Netflix and I'd be, I'd move my hand to itch my head, and that stupid little hand thing would come like, "Oh, what are you doing?" It's annoying.
Yeah, you have an option to turn that off now.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
That's
I hate it
fantastic.
when I'm watching adult videos and my hand gets to twitching, and then my Xbox just turns off or something.
Wow. So lots of good stuff coming in that update. Hopefully, once you guys are up on it, then we can get through the party system. The party chat is fixed. You can now be in different games and chat. You can now you don't have to. The party chat's on by default. Instead of having to turn it on.
God, that was annoying as hell.
Man, that was so annoying. At GT, you always have I think GT, you always have a problem with yours. You gotta close it out and then go back in if it's for it to turn on.
Yeah, well, sometimes when I all of a sudden go in the party chat, you turn it on, but all of a sudden the mic's not registering, so it's not reading. I can hear people, but mine won't transmit. So they got to reboot my entire console.
That's a big fix that happened.
Oh, they
That's
did
such
fix
a
it.
pain.
I think. How long did the update take for you to install there, Stinger? Well, never. I guess if we all have.
It wasn't long.
We all have the instant on anyway, so I think it'll just update, won't it?
Yes, if you're instant on, and what will happen is what happened with the last major update. The console will shut down. The power brick will turn
Amber. Okay.
Amber orange, and you won't be able to turn it on with your voice. You'll have to manually turn it on. By the way, the other piece to the party chat, now you manually invite the party to your game. So if you go into a game and you start a multiplayer game that you may not want to play with the rest of your party, it doesn't automatically drag them into your game.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Dude, I think
That
one
was
time I was playing
frustrating.
Crimson Dragon and you guys went into Battlefield, and I think Chris started a match, and
Yep.
I didn't even know it popped up to hit A to join. All of a sudden, I'm in Battlefield. I'm like, what? Wait. So
No, they've completely they've changed that. So now there is a button
That's fantastic.
on the party part that says invite party to game, and it will then, and it'll send an invite. I think you can still opt not to get into the game. It doesn't drag you in. You'll get a party invite.
oh, okay. So like
So
just
if
like
you
the
choose
360.
not to get into the game, you can still play whatever you're playing.
Nice. That's good to hear.
It was great in theory, and it was one of those things that I just think Microsoft didn't realize was not the best laid plan for that. But that's the March update, and I'm looking forward to you guys getting it so we can really try out the party chat ourselves and see how that works and utilize that. Because as much as I like to use Skype for chatting, I think the party app's a little easier to get in and out of because it uses our gamer tags and our accounts rather than our Skype accounts. That's
Yeah.
just me.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I agree.
Part of this March update also prepares for Twitch. So after all the consternation and when's the Xbox One gonna get Twitch? Why wasn't it at launch? The PlayStation 4's got Twitch and yada yada yada. So Microsoft in their thought process of this is a marathon, we're taking our time, we're gonna do it right, announced their version of Twitch, which is going to launch alongside of Titanfall, and it is completely integrated with the Xbox One.
See, real quick, what I say, the Twitch app right now on the Xbox One is already better than the PS4. PS4, you can only watch. Yeah, you can stream your PS4, but you can only watch other PS4 streams. You can't search it like you can on our app. I mean, if I if I had my PS4, I mean, well, yeah, I mean, I do have PS4, but if I turn on the app, I can only watch whatever's being played on PS4s. I can't search all the Elder Scrolls Online like I was watching last night. So in my opinion, this already makes it even better than it already is on the Xbox One with the whole uploading feature.
Well, it's going to get even better because some of the things you're going to be able to do. First off, if you want to broadcast while you're in game, all you have to do is say Xbox Broadcast, and it's going to take you. It's not even going to take you out of your game and into the Twitch app. It's just going to turn on your broadcast, and it's going to light up your Twitch stream. So you can run it in full screen, or you can run it, the kind of normal way where you have the chat on the side and that kind of thing, and it's supposed to be fully featured chat. The people that are chatting with you on your Twitch stream, if it's a multiplayer game, from there will have the ability to jump into your game if they so choose. It incorporates into the party system, so you could do party Twitch, and something that you can't do anywhere else, at least right now, thanks to the Azure Xbox Live server system, you will be able to archive your Twitch broadcasts.
Dude, that's
so you
nice.
can keep what you've got running.
That's sweet. That's good to hear.
How many of you guys actually do it now with Twitch? How many of you guys actually broadcast stuff?
I actually don't. Yeah.
I haven't yet.
Yeah, no. I actually just signed my Twitch up things like last week on Sunday. I mean, because
how many of you guys actually watch Twitch?
Right here,
Actually, I was watching it
Oh
earlier
yeah,
today.
I watch it all the
Mason
time.
put me on that like
Yep, I told him
2 days
about
ago.
it. It's seriously like, it's fun. I mean, I don't know, like I always like to watch those like long plays or walkthroughs of like Resident Evil or Pokemon Red and stuff like that, and just searching it just to see live people play it. I don't know.
Wasn't the big thing this week that it was that Twitch plays Pokemon?
Dude, that's so annoying.
Yep.
I know, but hey, good news this morning.
They finally
It's
beat
over.
him. Oh,
Yes,
thank
beat it.
you. Oh man, when I go on the Twitch app and all these videos are to watch Twitch play Pokemon, I'm like, come on. That's cool. Thank God.
Well,
That's good to hear.
So the other thing too is when you're playing in full screen, this is kind of nice. You'll be able to see a little indicator of how popular your Twitch stream is. So like you don't want to maybe be. I don't know about you. I like the snap stuff. I really do. But sometimes, depending on the game, I'm not keen on the screen squishing down a little bit.
No, I'm not.
So when you're twitching in full screen, broadcasting in full screen, there will be a little a little icon that will tell you how popular your Twitch stream is, how many people are watching, and such like that. There's also going to be notifications, by the way. This is where they're going to start doing notifications for things. When somebody on your friends list, or one of your favorites rather, in your favorites friends list, begins to broadcast, you'll get a notification in case you want to go and watch it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's actually pretty sweet then. That's actually
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah, that's
badass.
cool that it shows you like you said it's like live up to date of how many people are watching your feed or whatever. Yeah.
And I'm probably not going to be twitching a lot of things because it's not as huge a thing for me as I know a lot of gamers these days. But I did think of a great thing that we will be using it for. At least I'll be using it for. I'm the commissioner of a Madden 25 league with a few of my coworkers who bought Xbox Ones. We all have Madden, so we created this work league, and we've said a couple times there are times when the two users will play each other, and we'd like to have an opportunity to watch that game. This is going to give us an opportunity to broadcast the game to the rest of the league, so that they can come and they can watch two of the teams play each other.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool then, to see it in real time instead of, hey, I did this and that. I see what you mean. To be able to watch, like, oh yeah, exactly, your whole league could watch it. That's actually pretty
Yeah, like
sweet.
NFL Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the big issue too when we were playing Capcom before too, is that there's two people held in the party, and you can't see what's going on between the two people that are fighting. So if you had Twitch up, you
Oh
could actually go
yeah.
to their stream and watch it at the same time. You could see who's
Right.
winning.
Yeah, but it's right with Marvel. There was no spectator mode. They didn't. I don't think they added that until later on, right? When they finally that was dumb. Like with as much as I love Marvel's Capcom, it would be like me and GT would be in a party, like in the game lobby, and all you would see are the health bars going down. You wouldn't actually see the fight. They didn't add spectator mode until like later on.
So this would be a great way to watch the battle,
Yep.
watch the fight, and then get into it. So, I mean, it's good stuff. The question is, we have to think about whether or not we want a Twitch feed. Maybe we can
I
come
thought
up with a Generation Gamers Twitch feed.
I thought about that. I know Siren was talking about maybe setting up a Elder Scrolls Online. Maybe by then, by June. Since we're still kind of getting used to all this. We pretty much got it done, but still some things we're learning with this podcast. Maybe we'll start Twitch, and maybe our first Twitch night or Twitch feed for the day could be Siren playing Elder Scrolls Online. And so.
That'd be cool.
Live.
Yeah, that would be sweet. So,
I like it.
but
All right. Well, before we move on to our next topic, in a moment or two, I think Chris you're rolling out.
Yep, gotta do the daily thing.
Yeah,
But
I hear you.
did enjoy this first podcast, and I
Well, we
look forward
need to
many
get you on more for sure.
yeah,
Oh, definitely, I will be.
B to the langer. That's cool. Glad we got you on here for the
Yeah,
first
man.
time. That's actually
All
really
right,
nice.
guys.
Anything,
keep it real.
anything you wanna add or bring up before you roll?
Just keep gaming, enjoy it, and I'll talk to you guys again.
Nice sign
All right,
off.
we'll
There
see
you
you
go.
online, man.
All right,
Come
take
on.
it
Yep.
easy. See you later, Chris.
Later, guys.
Let me just add
Peace.
in one more thing though, just about the Twitch before we jump off of that.
Yeah, man.
One thing that I think that would be pretty good is that we're going to be doing a review once Titanfall comes out. But if we all got into the party, all the people, all our members from Generation Gamers get in and do a live stream and had that playing while we're talking on the next podcast would be great while we're doing our review as well.
That's actually a very good idea. That would be sweet. So that comes out on March 11th, right? You said March. That comes out the same day Titanfall gets released. Then. Okay.
And at that time, you also do a review of Twitch, how it's working with the gaming as well.
Think of GT hitting out with the good ideas and stuff. So that's cool. I'm excited for that Twitch. Maybe Stan can work out a little banner for us on our Twitch page if we create one. He did such a fine job for our YouTube page.
All right, so let's switch to a topic that we can cover more than just Microsoft on. And look, our fellow listeners, it's very difficult when there's no news to talk about. So that's why we've been kind of Microsoft dominant the last week or two. I would love to have some great PlayStation and Wii U news to talk about, but
Isn't
Unfortunately,
anything?
there isn't. We have to talk about. I mean, unless you want us to talk about the layoffs at Santa Monica and the IP that they just canceled. I mean, that's bad news.
Wait,
I want to hear good
they
things.
canceled an IP?
Yeah, Santa Monica was work. They were working on a sci-fi based IP, and because of all the layoffs, they canned the IP too.
That's
So
Jesus, and that's like their
I
biggest
know,
studio. That's their God of War studio.
and that's why I say, I wish there was some great, PS4 news to talk about. I mean, we want to talk about that stuff. We want to talk about Nintendo. It's just I don't want to keep bringing up, bad things. So we're hoping. So let's talk about E3. Now, E3 is 100 and some days away. That's 101 days away. Companies are already talking about now they're, Titanfall's coming up, and then Microsoft's going to be in serious E3 planning mode. Sony's beginning their E3 planning mode. I gotta hope Nintendo's in E3 planning mode.
Yeah, definitely.
So I want you guys to sort of, take the conversation from here since I talked mostly about the March update and the Twitch stuff. Um,
We'll
Phil
start.
Spencer did say that Halo will be at E3 in some form. So what do you
Just
guys think?
real quick, what I'll say about the whole Halo, people thinking Halo 5 was coming out this year was wrong. They never said Halo 5 was coming out. They said the Halo experience starts on the Xbox One fall of 2014. And then supposedly that leaked trailer revised. They said the 5 showed up at no. That got proved to be fake. They've said it from the beginning. The Halo experience starts on Xbox One fall of 2014. So when people are like, "Oh no, Halo 5 is not coming out this year," will Titanfall really hold the Xbox One for the year? I'm like, dude, they never said Halo 5 was. I'm telling you right now, and I told this to Stan. Listen, listeners, Halo 2 Anniversary is coming out fall 2014 for the Xbox One, or maybe Xbox, maybe both. 360, no, it'd be Xbox One. Trust me.
You
You will
can't see
hear.
this, but he's pointing right now. You
Yeah, I'm
can't see
pointing
it.
at
Yeah.
the
He's using his
camera.
fingers.
I'm pointing at that. I'm pointing at my finger at the camera. Halo 2, because it's for one, it's the 10th year anniversary. I know Phil Spencer had said, what that was just a special thing to do for the Halo Combat Evolved. Trust me, you guys. Halo 2 broke sales records and it revered online gaming. It revisioned it. PC people would probably say, no, hashtag Halo 2 sucks. But no, what I'm saying is Halo 2 Anniversary will be coming out fall 2014. Mark my words, at 12:47 p.m. on March 1st, 2014. You heard it here first. At Generation Gamers, Signer 2 and 2 is saying
Old
Halo
count.
2 Anniversary will be coming out fall 2014.
Tweet all hate tweets too. Signar 212.
Right.
So, but I don't know. What do you think there, GT?
I think you're asking
Yeah,
for
I say something definitely has to come out. If they're saying that the Halo experience is going to be ramping up for the Xbox One, really that's all they can probably come out with this year. So, and I know what the original anniversary came out. It was a great revamp to the game. The
Amazing.
graphics was amazing. So for what they can do with Halo 2, why would they not bring that out? Huge income grab for Microsoft as well. And it'll just be a great game, and it'll hold us over to the next year for when Halo 5 comes out in 2015.
Yep. I don't think that. I know the whole multiplayer part of it. For some reason, I can see them not adding See, that's where it's weird. I mean, because then would that be our first glimpse of Halo 5 multiplayer if they release Halo 2 Anniversary on the Xbox One? Or is it just going to be just the regular Halo 4 like they did with Anniversary? That multiplayer, well, that was just a map pack for it. That's right. When Anniversary came out, they just added a map pack to Halo 4. No, to Halo Reach. That one was the Halo Reach. So maybe this won't have multiplayer on it. I don't know. My opinion, I liked the campaign. A lot of people didn't. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I guarantee, like you said, yeah, like GT said, it will come out fall 2014. I guarantee you guys.
So that's obviously not going to be their only game that they're going to be showing. As this year, remember
Well,
E3
they did say
2013.
they said Halo will be at E3. So could this
Right.
be? Who knows? Maybe they'll have another. I don't know. I mean, maybe they're so vague on it. I don't think. they'll have Halo 5 and Halo 2 Anniversary shown at E3.
Like I said, it's if you remember E3 2013, it was nothing but games. So you have to think that they're going to do that again. What else are we going to see? Are we going to see a trailer for Gears of War?
I don't think so.
I think it's a little too early for that. I'd love to.
Oh
I'd
yeah.
love to see that.
Oh yeah. I agree with GT. I think it's too early for that. I know they iterated numerous times that this is a big, something big for them to wrap, for Black Tusk Studios to wrap their hands around, and they want to do it right. And I really think they're not going to spoil that just yet. So I don't think we'll get a Gears of War this E3. What do you think, Stan?
I don't see it either. Nope. It ain't happening. You heard it here first.
He's pointing at his fake camera. So what are we going to see? I mean, obviously, it can't just be the Halo show.
We'll
what
see.
else are we going to be?
I think we'll get Quantum Break.
Think we're going to get gameplay?
I think. Oh yeah. Well, we already got gameplay from that hashtag crapola show VGX, or what was it? The one on Spike.
The VGX Awards?
No, what they call it? So they called it something else.
No, that is it. It
was
used to
VGX?
be the VGAs.
Oh, I felt so bad. If the listener listening, I felt so bad for Nintendo, for Reggie. I think he literally was going to strangle Jeff Keighley on that show. Oh my god, it was so bad. I felt so bad for them, but they showed gameplay during there, and it looked amazing. It was like 30 seconds, so if you guys are listening, if we're talking about this right now, I'll try and find that trailer, and I'll put it while we're talking about this real quick, and it was, wow, it looked awesome. We'll probably get something for Sunset Overdrive, but for some reason I thought they said Sunset Overdrive was coming out in the spring. But if not, honestly, you know what? March is close enough to spring. I don't think we're going to get another first-person shooter, which Sunset Overdrive is. I don't think we're going to get that anytime before. I don't think we're going to get any other big game along with Titanfall. I think Titanfall will hold over until E3, and then when E3 comes out, then Sunset Overdrive, Quantum Break, whatever else announced will come out in the fall time, including the Halo.
Depending on if you think it's a big game or not, April it's a big game for me as a dad and a kind of an older gamer. Connect Sports Rivals comes out in April.
I forgot.
That's a must-have day one for me.
Well, GT, I mean, what about that? I know you and your kids, you guys do, those like the Lego games and the Family Connect games. Are you guys going to get that Connect Sports Rivals?
You know what? I'll probably think about it. It won't be a definite thing for me. Me having girls in that as well. They're huge into the Just Dance 2014 because when I got that for them, they played for 6 to 7 hours straight.
Oh my god!
It was hilarious. That was a great game, and they love that sort of style of play.
That's crazy, man. That's a lot of hours right there.
There's something about that Just Dance series that
it's a lot of sweat.
Yeah.
Didn't you guys get like 30 achievements or something like that?
We got 32 achievements for those 6-7 hours that we played.
Good grief.
It was a lot of fun. Now that was a game. If you had people over and had a few drinks and that, you could have one hell of a time. Because with the new Just Dance 2014 is that you can have up to 6 people in it. Dancing, where I know with the old 360 versions that you could only have like 2. It's really
a large
really
camera.
good.
Dude, 6 people? That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah,
And
you got the 6 people.
What happens when your sensor is 1080p and all that good stuff, rather than 640 by 480 little webcam?
Yeah. Or like remember the Vision camera for the 360? I had one of those. I think we all did. Stan, you had one?
We did.
I have one floating around here somewhere.
Those were.
You made me get one,
Yeah,
Macy.
I mean, they were pretty cool because you could like change the focus on it and then had the different filters. Man, it was actually pretty cool.
Totem ball.
Oh, toad!
It's pretty wet.
When it went like this, you move your hands up and down. Totem ball.
All right, so what about Nintendo and Sony? Let's bring them into the mix because I think for Nintendo, let's just start there. There's something in me, and I don't know what it is, that makes me feel like this is make or break for Nintendo.
Wait a minute, I got a question. Hang on. They didn't. Calling it right now. Same thing at 12:54. Nintendo will not have a stage this year again. They didn't have it last year. They won't have it again this year. They won't.
You're going hard today, Mace.
No, I'm serious. They didn't have one last year. If any, Lear, you think they'd have it last? You think they'd have one last year because they want to go up against? Now that both the consoles, Xbox One and PS4, are out, and the Wii U is doing even more, is doing worse than it launched. And I'm not, like, listeners, I'm not saying it's just a haunted. This is fact. They are not doing well on the console, not handheld. I know Kotaku just had an article saying the 3DS is still selling like hotcakes, which it is, and they called it the best, which is why it's the best console. No, you got PC, console, handhelds. Nintendo will always dominate the handheld market, so they're good in that area. But for console,
like hotcakes.
for console wise, man, dude,
They've got to have. I mean, they've got to. You can't.
no, they won't. They won't have a stage. If they did it last year, they won't have it. What do they got? They won't make us unless they're announcing some ginormous things. No, I mean, what do they got to promote coming out in the fall? Mario Kart. No, wait, Mario Kart
comes out in May.
In May. So what do they got? Super Smash Brothers Brawl. I mean, for the Wii U in the fall. I think that's the fall time. That's Tropical Freeze is already out, which unfortunately under the radar. What else? Unless here you go. Here's the one thing, and I'm hoping because I want Nintendo and Sony. I mean, Microsoft and Sony to be like, unless they're gonna come out and be like, boom, F-Zero, boom, Star Fox, boom, Metroid Prime. I mean, those big IP. I've always said, or a new Zelda. I mean, I've always said, why do they not bring F-Zero back out? Why do not Metroid? For the love of God, everybody has been asking for a new Metroid since what was after Echoes? Corruption? Metroid Prime 3. I mean, they had especially no, that was Wii. That was the Wii. Corruption was Wii, I think. Echoes was the one. Yeah, the whole generation of the Wii, they had two Metroid. Corruption and Other M, which I thought Other M was awesome, but I guess nobody else liked it. But I don't know. They need to bring that wildfire. They need to I remember and I said it I think on our first podcast. Reggie came on stage when the Wii was dominating in sales, and the Wii was a fun console. They're dominating in sales, and he comes out on stage and he says, "We're here to kick ass, and that's what we're gonna do." He said those words, man, and now it's like, woof.
Well, he did go on Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, Jimmy Fallon. But I really want them to just be like, Zelda, F-Zero, especially Star Fox. Dude, talk about all right, I mean, if Sony's for the gamers, Microsoft has been listening to their community. Nintendo says if people want to play these games, so many people have been wanting a Star Fox. The last Star Fox, legit Star Fox we had was Star Fox Adventures in I think it was the second year of the GameCube. They released and that was a stray from it. They had the re-release on the DS, the Star Fox 64, but dude, it's a good character. I mean, you can't just satisfy people's needs for Star Fox by adding him in Super Smash Brothers. You can't do that.
Didn't they have handheld versions of Star Fox?
That's what I meant, the DS. That was the only one I remember. They re-released Star Fox 64 on the DS with online play, and that was it. But you got these characters that you're just incubating, and unless that's like a do or die thing, like, listen, we got to do this now, or we're gonna pack our bags and leave.
They do have like a good pool of past successes that they can dip into, like Star Fox and stuff like that. But I think they really need to get on some original stuff.
They do need to get original stuff. I mean, honestly, I don't listen. I don't really agree when people are like, well, they got Zelda, Mario and Zelda. Listen, they come out with a new Mario every 2 months.
We talked about that in our first podcast before. Is Mario enough? I mean, we talked about it with Sonic. Mario is played out. Zelda is played out.
He's no longer a console seller like he was.
Dude, the last time I remember Mario was huge on selling, which a lot of people have been asking for, but nobody's wanted, was Super Mario Sunshine on the GameCube. I know Galaxy did good. Galaxy 2 didn't do as good, but I know a lot of people have been asking for a sequel to Super Mario Sunshine. And I knew when Sunshine came out, man, I knew everybody was rushing out to buy that game. I had like 5 friends, like at least 10 friends in my high school going out to get Super Mario Sunshine. But, I don't know. What do you I mean, I don't know. You're right. They need to come up with new IPs. Mario, in my opinion, like Stinger said, is turned into another Sonic. All right, man, we've had you so many times, we're kind of getting tired of you. It's like you're not bringing anything new. You might bring a new gameplay element, but it's just reinvent something, Nintendo. I know you can do it, and some people say, are they stuck in the old times still? It's just it's kind of like, I don't know. I want Nintendo.
No,
I want Nintendo to strike the fear in Microsoft and Sony. It's just like I don't know.
Well, so what about Sony? What are they bringing? I mean, obviously we're going to have Uncharted 4. I'm hoping Drive Club is out by E3, or else they're going to have to show that.
I definitely think they're going to have a show. I think what Sony's going to do is what Microsoft did in last year. Their whole presentation is going to be games.
The Order. We'll see The Order.
Yep, we'll see. Yep. So, and that's where, when Sony does show other games, that'll, a lot of people, okay, they'll finally show all those 20 games that they said they had in development. Maybe, I guess I'm going to make a prediction. Right again, at 1 o'clock p.m., at E3 2023, you will see the final release date of The Last Guardian.
You have been on that crusade now.
Dude, honestly, I think that's why maybe that is the reason why I just bought a PS4 for my PS4, just so I can play The Last Guardian. No, what do you think, GT? What do you think Nintendo and Sony's going to show?
I think, like you said, that like Nintendo, they haven't been really too much in the market of the console wars and all that too. The handhelds, they're doing amazing. Like, I know my girls, they love the games and all that.
Do your girls got 3DSs?
Yeah, well, actually, I think my one daughter's got the 2DS, but she loves it and all that. But like Sony's going to have some great games out though as well. Like, I don't think you can beat either Microsoft or PlayStation. Yeah, you got the war between the two, and a lot of it's personal preference. There are some things that are probably plus and minus for both console, but those are the two monster powerhouses for this generation, and I don't think anyone's going to be able to touch them or keep up with them.
Yeah. And I know I just had something on my mind about GT. You just reminded me of it. All right, go ahead, finish.
Well, let me just say one thing about, like, they talk about, I know we might get into a little bit later with the resolution and everything else, and everyone's saying, okay, hey, Titanfall is going to be like 900p. Well, I'd rather have it 900p than force it to be 1080 and have a better game rate, refresh rate, and have it run smoothly and have the gameplay be amazing, because for that such minute difference, you're not going to have much.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into the other subjects.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about that in a minute, actually. So, any final thoughts on E3 itself? I got to tell you, it is the one thing that not being in the gaming industry, I miss. Going to E3, going to the going to visit with companies and see the games and stuff like that. Man, I miss that a ton, and it's the one thing that I would bring Next Level Gaming back for, if nothing else, was just to go to E3. Unfortunately, with kids and a wife and work and things like that, it doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, I still blame the closing on that on Sony. I know this is we trying to be, but that whole fiasco, I blame that on Sony. I think they had a hand in closing that off to the public. The year they announced the PS3 and all that debacles they had, and how botched they had their press conference, they had so much negative press from the public, from the open public. And then I remember they came out and said E3 is just a convention for plumbers. And then a week later, that's when they announced that E3 will no longer be open to the public, just VIP.
Well, what they usually do is you have 2 days on the floor as press. The last day they open it up to the public. Once they open it up to the public, those of us who are still trying to get coverage, those of us who are still trying to get out there to touch the games, because when you go to E3 as a journalist, I can tell you absolutely straight out, you will play very little, because you'll spend every half-hour segment from the open to close, meeting with developers, meeting with publishers. They'll give you demos, like closed door demos and stuff, but you're not playing anything. You're talking the whole time, and you're walking back and forth from building to building. It is a lot more than what you think E3 is when you go.
It's
So
more work
the
than
last
anything.
day, yeah, and so the last day when you are done all of your meetings and you're trying to take that time to get out to the booths and get your hands on some of these games so that you can give your feedback on it, that's when everybody in the known world comes to play and you can't play a thing. So I can't necessarily disagree with the idea of that, and that's why PAX, the Penny Arcade conventions came about, and PAX Prime. That's for the everyday gamer that wants to go and get their hands on this stuff. E3, I always thought should have been press only, and so I do kind of I got where they were coming from, and quite honestly, I agreed with it. So, GT, you touched on something that I think is starting to wear thin everywhere. We talked about it last week. I'm hoping that in the weeks to come we talk about this less and less and less.
Yes.
I think that we're getting to a point where the resolution wars are starting to wind down a bit. Uh, it's really funny because this morning, and I didn't get a chance to update you guys beforehand, but this morning, Digital Foundry did their Thief
And was it
face-off.
was it correct? Like the article we read earlier? Was the PS4
Kinda.
one drops?
Well, they both dropped,
Oh, they both do?
but in the end, the texture quality and some of the streaming problems the PS4 had, they actually gave the nod slightly, if anything, to the Xbox One version of the game if you weren't playing it on the PC. Of course, the PC is the best of the group. And so, as you can imagine, the internet forums have gone berserk. And but it brings up a great point: is that 1080p is not the be-all end-all.
Doesn't mean
We've
anything.
said this for weeks, and so even for those people who it is the be-all end-all, the games are starting to get there. Thief 900p, Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 900p, Rayman Strider, upcoming games Wolfenstein, Murdered 1080p. Wolfenstein will be 1080p 60 frames a second, which is the big benchmark. Titanfall is probably going to hit 900 if they get it there. And going forward, Project Spark will be at 1080. Connect Sports Rivals will be at 1080. We're starting to get to where it's going to get harder and harder to have this resolution war, because I think it's starting to go away if you cared about it at all.
I mean, I don't know. GT brought up, like GT did bring up a good point. It's at the point where he's thinking. I was telling GT this last gen. We all thought we were getting truly 720p and 1080p games, even though they say it. But a lot of the game, more than half the games we were getting last year were not. They were upscaled to 720 and 1080. So this generation, now we're getting truly 720p, 1080p games with 30 frames, and they look good. I mean, Rise got announced in a lot of articles and reviews that it was the best looking game on both consoles at launch so far. Rise, and that's only 900p. Because whatever. I don't even, like I said, it is wearing thin in me on this whole resolution thing. Honestly, I don't. It's kind of like in the PS3 days when people said, "Hey, yeah." I mean, I'm here once again. It's turning against PS3 because it's not us bringing up this resolution war to our listeners. You guys have to understand, we're us Xbox fans, or me or just me. I'm not bringing up these resolution wars. It's the other fans that are, hey, guess what? We got 1080 and 60 frames. It's like, yeah, so okay, and it's kind of like I said. What I was saying is, like, back in the PS360 and PS3 days, when we had our games and launch, and I had people tell me, yeah, well, I can play Blu-ray. It's like, did you seriously just bring that into a video game debate? And now at this generation, it's like, yeah, well, we got a lot of games to play. It's like, yeah, well, we can do 1080p 60 frames. It's like, okay, what games are you playing at? It don't matter. And that's what
You love to bring that up, don't you?
Well, that's because
And you own a PS4 on top of that. So,
I do,
you know.
and that's another thing. I have the right to. There we go. No, I didn't buy it just for bragging, right? None of that, but I will play my PS4. But like I said, I'm an Xbox fan. I've always been an Xbox fan for the right reason, my factual reasons. But even as I had from the beginning, I've never been about resolution with the Xbox One. I was like I said, we were saying earlier with Titanfall, even if it's not 1080p, and like you said, even if it's 792, I thought they said it was going to be around 810p. I thought they said they were the final product. It doesn't matter. I was not even caring when I was playing that game. I was not looking at the trees or, the look at the rocks falling. No, the gameplay was fun. Dead Rising, the gameplay's fun. Rise.
Even though attention to detail is, it doesn't go unnoticed to some people.
And you're right. I mean, and I am that same way. But I think though adding that gameplay in there is where I think it also depends on this. I don't know, certain games. Like I'm trying to think of a game where it would like depend. Okay, for example, I guess it depends on the game. For Peggle, I'm not for Peggle 2. I'm not going to go, man, that game's not in 1080p. Like, but then when you look at the game, it's like, dude,
It doesn't need to be.
Exactly. I think it depends on the game, and I don't know.
What kind of look they're going for? Like it would just be wasteful to go 1080p on something that has just completely untextured flat surfaces and stuff like that.
Exactly. I mean, how do you feel there, GT?
Well, here's a question to you guys. Would you guys like? Hold on a second. If you guys like to play a game that's 1080p and say, "Oh, that game looks great when it's frozen," or would you rather play a game that's so-so and it's actually great gameplay? I think with either console, they're both are capable of playing 1080. It's just how the developer puts it out.
Exactly.
So it's not the question about a war between the Xbox One and PS4. It's about the developer putting it out to play a high resolution with a good frame rate.
And I said the same, and I said that in our first podcast. I think a lot of it is going to have to do with the developer showing it. Like I said, both consoles can do these 1080p stuff. If it matters, they can both do 1080p 60 frames. Forza, 1080p 60 frames. Now, I really...
but the 2D crowds. Sorry, I had to. Every time someone brings up Forza, someone has to bring up the 2D crowds. Like that's the
crowds, like people is in the stands.
Yeah.
Oh my.
That's the argument. They had to severely downgrade the game to make it run 1080p at 60. And every time I hear that, all I want to respond with is, go play the prod track, go play the Alps track, and then come back and tell me that they had to downgrade the graphics. I get so tired. It really starts to grate when you have to do that. And and GT makes a great point. Thief. You want to play it at 1080p where it drops down to
single digits.
Nearly right. Well, Digital Foundry says that the lowest they got it down to was 21 frames. But again, they could have put that out at 720p on both consoles and maybe hit 30 to 35 frames consistent. So what is this thing? And at 1080p, the textures aren't as good looking, which is interesting, than the Xbox One version at 900. It's almost become just a talking point.
It is. It is just it's something to bring up. I mean, it's sad when people are talking about the games and they're just talking about resolution. There's so many great games out for, all in all, for the Wii U. There are great games for the PS. There's some fun game. Okay, everybody knows by fact there's not a lot of games on the PS4 right now. Come on, I'm just gonna say there's going to be a lot of great games on the PS4. There's great games on Xbox One.
Absolutely, there are.
I can't say. I'm pretty sure Knack and Killzone are awesome. I'm talking about.
And I'll tell you what, if they can get Drive Club to 60 frames, that game's gonna be phenomenal. That could be the next Gran Turismo style racing genre for Sony. I mean, it looks phenomenal. If they
Are
can
they
get
still
that
making
frame
Gran
rate
Turismo?
up.
Yeah. They just Sony actually canceled Gran Turismo 5's online, or they're about to, and the only one they have right now is Gran Turismo 6. And in my opinion, I don't. That's they closed down a lot of games actually just recently. Their online play, but yeah, there's 6 came out in November, wasn't it? Yeah, October. Yeah, they came out. They announced it. Yeah, a lot of people thought it was coming out for PS4, but that was their last. I think it might have been a mistake. They should have made that come out for the PS4. That would have been some big battles right there. Forza 5 against Gran Turismo 6 launch. Oh, that would have been nice, right? That would have been truly an epic battle to the finish right there.
By the way, I finally found my first car in Forza 5 that I hate with a passion.
What's that?
The Jaguar it's a Jaguar, a GR15 or something like that. That thing is horrible, and you can't do anything to it. It slides all over the road. It's got so much torque you can't control it. And in Forza, you can buy tires, and the better tires you buy, the better grip you get. But the higher your car gets rated. My car is right at the top rating for the league I'm in, and if I do anything to it,
You're going to the next league.
it won't allow me to race in that league unless I downgrade the car. So I can't do anything with it, and I can't wait till this league's over so I can stop using this car.
I'm
sorry,
surprised.
I didn't mean to get off
I'm
on a
surprised you
tangent.
didn't get Forza 5 GT.
Yeah, actually, it came down between that and Rise, and I went with Rise. I made a good choice.
Not
But,
a bad
yeah.
choice.
Forza, you got to put a little dedication there.
Yeah, and I think that was the final decision, is that you've got to put in a lot of time on it. Right now, I didn't have the time to do that.
I mean, almost 4 months later, I'm still playing it every other day, if not. I mean, there's just, even though there's the limited number of tracks as opposed to previous versions, I'm enjoying
I hop
it.
into a game like Forza, and I'm like, where's the gore at?
Where's the gore at?
Yeah.
Where's the core? So, Dave, anything else on the resolution? I know you didn't get a chance to say much, but it's
No, I think it's been flogged to death as it is, and hopefully the whole media just kind of drops it. It's just getting to be too much right now.
Well, real quick
as
to add
long
on
as it's
that,
clickbait.
I mean, it's funny, especially with clickbait, and it just goes to show. Yeah, we might be talking about Xbox, but a lot of people. I mean, what was I don't know. I forgot I was going to say. Tell you the truth, whatever. I'm done with the resolution thing. Hopefully we don't. Hopefully this will be the close to it, the end of it, since these games are now. But maybe I'm just curious now what the next thing people are going to nitpick at.
Price.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll bring that back up again.
Connect. I'll talk about that because that's
Shit. Yeah.
So yeah, let's move on. So GDC is coming, and we're gonna move back towards the Xbox a bit. They announced this week the ID at Xbox Vision and has announced that they are over 200 developers making games. There are over 200 kits out there at developers, and they signed up a good 60 some odd developers just this week into the program. And it looks like, according to Phil Spencer, that GDC is going to be where they're really going to start talking about the ID at Xbox program. The first games that are coming out are headed to certification, which means this month we're going to see them. And, if you look over this list, here's another area where, and I know this is going to make me sound like a fanboy. I hate that I have to sound like this, but
I'm a
this
fan
is another
man.
one of those. There you
Fan
go.
man.
This is one of those areas where I give all credit to Sony. Sony went out and aggressively went after indie developers. They have that whole PlayStation Hearts Indies thing, and everybody's slamming on Microsoft. Oh, they hate indies. Their policies suck. Yada yada yada. And in the meantime,
Now, just to note, they said that before Microsoft even released their policy.
exactly. So in the meantime, they bring in this guy who it's his specialty, and he's running this department. I can never pronounce his last name. It's Chris. I'm gonna have to ask somebody, but I follow him on Twitter and we see him on the internet a lot, and he has quietly built an impressive program where the Unity licenses, which is the Unity development kits, which a lot of indie developers use, are free. The dev kits are free. You have full access to the Xbox One. They say if you can make a game from a AAA studio, you can make a game as an indie. So they have full access to Connect. They have free Xbox Live with free dedicated servers if they want, full access to Smart Glass, and everything else. So this list is impressive. And what I read yesterday, one of the developers called Crunching Koalas said that now it's actually easier for somebody to get their game on the Xbox One as it is to get it on the PS4 or Vita, because the program itself is very easy to get into, and as long as you are serious and not just trying to get a free dev kit from them, they're going to hook you up and get you started. And so that's why you're seeing games like the Kingdom Come from Warhorse Studios. That's why Toxic Games, the Behemoth who make Castle Crashers, they're in. Pixel Balloon's in. Rebellion, who's making Sniper Elite, they're in. And the list goes on and on. I think that you're going to start seeing these games come very soon. Like I say, you got some coming in March, and then from here out. At GDC, they're going to open the floodgates, I think.
The game I'm really excited for is that game Below. They showed that, I think, during A3. It's weird. It's like a very high camera view, but it definitely. That's one game I'm excited for. That, and then of course Mighty Number 9.
Yep. And so I can see
that's good that Microsoft's jumping out to him. I mean, everyone thought that they were all bad about it, and it's like, listen, we haven't even announced our policy yet, and everyone jumped the gun.
More too. The creator of DayZ.
Oh yeah.
He was meeting with Microsoft the past couple weeks, and he said that Microsoft told him some extremely exciting things they've got coming out for the Xbox One that he's actually not allowed to talk about. He's under NDA. He can't talk about it. But he said to them, why don't you talk about this? And they said, well, we're not ready, which is what Microsoft's MO is. They're not going to rush out and do things just because the competitors are pushing it. And this ID at Xbox program is a prime example of not reacting and not panicking, and just building your ecosystem and building your program and launching it when you're ready. And things like this are the result, where now developers are saying, wait a minute, this is a great program, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they come out with.
Same here.
So, all right, well, I have one more thing to bring up, and we're going to make this quick because I don't think this needs to be hashed out too much, but we've talked about the resolution wars and things like that, and it all comes back to one thing: fanboyism. And the only reason I bring it up is because obviously the internet forums have been ablaze. This morning with the thief stuff. If you look on, I'm not gonna give them free clicks, but there are ones that you look on that if you look at their homepage, every PlayStation thread is some wonderful thing. Every Xbox thread is some shot at Microsoft. And this past week, a gentleman who his name is Jake Roper, he put out these great videos called Fact Surgery, where he takes apart consoles and things like that, and
stop,
little
stop animation,
little stop motion. And PlayStation fanboys, because they don't like the Xbox One, flagged his video so much that YouTube took it down for inappropriate content.
Wow.
And
it was bad. If you see it, it's got lighthearted music. I don't know how he would feel. Maybe we could play it while we're talking about this right now. I mean, we're supporting him and we're not taking anything away from him, but just to kind of get it out. It's just a cool little video. I mean, it's not like it's got this cool little piano music, and it's just showing like it's like a top camera on the Xbox, and it's like it's an information, like he has these little, it's stop animation, and these little like papers roll out. It'll say the Xbox One launched, November 22nd, 2013, and then, all of a sudden the top will be gone, and then it'll show the inside, and he'll just say what certain things are, and until it's completely dissected, and that's it. It's like maybe 3 minutes, maybe. It's just a cool. It's very creative, and when I heard about that on Twitter, I'm like, you have got to be kidding me, man.
Yeah, and
And the
he
PS
made one for the PlayStation.
Oh, he did. I see. I didn't know he. I thought. I don't even. I see. I
Yeah,
didn't even
no,
know
it's
this guy
not
was a
just
gamer.
Xbox.
I thought this guy was just an artistic guy, and he just decided to do it for the Xbox. And he even said, he tweeted. He goes, "Listen, I know a lot of people hate the Xbox One." He goes, "But this sucks for me." He goes to flag my video. He goes,
Now,
"This sucks," and he got it back up though, which is good.
Yes, he did get it back up. And YouTube dropped whatever strike against him he had. But it just.
But
That's the
does
second
does
time that I've
YouTube
seen that.
even like? Do they even view whatever is
I
flagged?
think it's like
See if it
an audit.
actually is,
At first,
you know,
I think it's like an automated thing at first.
that's-
And then if it gets really into detail, then I'm pretty sure they have moderators looking at it, and they probably saw it like, okay, there's nothing offensive about this video.
right.
So,
Yeah, I thought it
It's an
was.
appropriate-
It's one of those things that just makes me sick to think that this is where we are in gaming. And I've talked in the past about how these so-called insiders, leak these potentially really damaging things. I mean, Respawn's had to respond to so many rumors that, that they were paying off
oh
the
yeah,
press
people
to talk
the
great about their
talk
game.
great, yeah.
And that's really, some of this stuff is really, really damaging to companies. I mean, that can really hurt Respawn and what they're trying to do, which is run a business. And so these kind of things. This is the second video that I've seen an Xbox video get pulled from YouTube. The first was a Toys R Us video, of all things. That got the comments on the video were so horrible that Toys R Us just removed the video. That's how toxic this has become. And people can't just buy their consoles, enjoy their games, and be happy. They've got to they've got to attack and try to shout down anything they don't agree with. It just, I don't know. It gets under my skin sometimes, and it shouldn't, but it does.
Well, yeah. Well, we're passionate gamers. I mean, we all feel the same way. And, it's funny, we kind of had a talk. Me and Sting were talking, in an earlier podcast, I was saying I was an Xbox fanboy, but my way of being a fanboy was different. Maybe because, but more, I guess, now.
Haven't
I
even
guess,
makes sense. It's like,
yeah, exactly. I mean, now, but I guess we're Xbox fans. And what'd you say, fanboys? They would go, how'd you put it, Stinger? Fanboys go. Pretty much what we just talked about are what fanboys are doing. Flagging that video just because you literally hate and you want the other console to fail. That, I guess, and I considered myself like Sting, like Lawyer saying, me, Siren, GT, or even you, Stinger and Loyal. I would say as fanboys, but they said we make sense. If something, I mean, we rag on our console when something's wrong. I mean, we were bitching up a storm about that party. Like, Microsoft, why would you do this? Like, why would you change that party system? Or why would you do this and that? That's, in my opinion, I think that's true fanboy when you give your own system criticism. But I guess we're just extremely strong Xbox fans, and I'm not going to go into I mean, even when you go to like YouTube's pretty bad too, but when you go to E3 2013 Microsoft, watch all the negative comments, and people even say, if you hate the system so bad, why are you watching this Microsoft press conference? I'm not going to go to Sony's on YouTube and be like, this video, I can't get 1 hour and 13 minutes of my life back. This video sucks. No.
This whole page sucks.
I'm not going to do that, I even follow Sony on my Twitter. I have a PS4. I mean, Nintendo, I feel so sorry for them. I can't even say anything bad about them.
I think with us, though, is that we look at it is that we enjoy the gaming experience. Our preference is the Xbox at this time. Like, Mason, you own a PS4. When it comes right down to it, who cares which console one person likes over the other? When it comes to it, let's enjoy gaming as a whole. There's so many people out in society that, oh, you're a gamer, oh, that, and they put that down. Why don't we all stand together and just enjoy gaming itself and not bag on people for whatever console they like?
Like
Who
everybody's
cares?
got a hobby. Like shit.
Exactly, yeah. And Major Nelson said that one time when I think it was when the first NPD numbers came out. I think PS4 was in the lead for the first NPD for December's, and then when January's came out, Xbox, that's when Xbox One was in the lead. And do you think Major Nelson would say, yeah, that's right? No, he said it's good. I'll count. This is when Xbox One was in the lead for NPD in January. He said, what do you say? He goes, you know what? This is very good for the industry. The consoles, as in the general consoles, are selling. They said that's good for the industry. That's good for gamers. And he goes, all this online hate needs to stop. It wasn't like, we just blew out PS4. No, that was their first winning of the next for NPD for that month. And he came out and said,
you know how that was
Right,
met?
like-
You know how that was met with people dogging him and attacking him.
see,
That's
that's why
got to be really, really humble about it.
and he
coming
was,
on.
and trust me, he was. I mean, trust me, I know every company's in to make money, but he was right, man. That was their moment to celebrate, and he said, "Hey, every console's selling. It's good for the industry, and it's good for gamers. This online hate needs to stop." And I did not know he got met with rude comments, but that's where I was going to say. I always consider myself a fanboy, but fanboys today. I mean, I hate to say gamers because I know not every gamer is like this, but it's so different, and that's where with I'm pretty sure Liam, I'm pretty sure he'll be listening to this podcast. You know, he's part of a younger generation, and to get him on here just to see what his view thought is, and hopefully if he's listening, he'll like to get on with us. Just to get a younger generation's thoughts on this. But it's just, and there's certain forums I don't go into. I hear about specifically from Stinger. The things he tells me, I'm like, oh, that's like the seventh circle of hell.
Did you see this?
I don't even want to go in. Like, I'm like, I trust you. I don't even want to click on that link.
But GT, you and I are about the same age, and we're a little too old to be fanboys, right?
Yeah, we got so much other things going on in life. It just seems it's not a
Like,
big
what am I
deal,
worried
right?
about?
Just
when
enjoy
I'm
it.
done, when I'm done for the day, I turn my Xbox off and I go upstairs to my children. So well, man, we have
These are long
once again.
podcasts. We went an hour and a half today. It
Good
doesn't even.
grief.
We started at 12. It does not seem like it has been that long.
And
No,
Mason,
it
I'd like
really
to say
hasn't.
thank you for wearing your Halo 2 shirt today.
Yeah, sporting it. Maybe I'll get a screen
Good
capture and
times.
put this at the very
Fall
end.
2014.
That's right. It's a Sinar 212 guarantee.
Guarantee.
Yeah.
I've already
Where's your
forgot the
tag?
Tweet complaints too at Sinar212.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah, even the ruin symbol. Yeah. Big Halo fan right there. Shoot. Come on,
Now that
GT.
doesn't beat Peter Moore's Halo 3 tattoo.
Oh, no. I think GT's about to pull up his Gears of War tat. Look at it. I can't see.
We're gonna have to get some screen caps here. We're gonna have to get some screenshots of these.
Oh,
This is dead. This is dead sexy right here.
Put your shit down.
Got the Gears of War tats, and then I think, this has the Resident Evil tattoo. That's the yep. So, but no, like, this is a pretty good chat, and it's good I'm glad we were to get, be the Langer on here, and glad to get GT Marauder on here. Like I said, we're generation gamers, and we span a generation, and they said me, Stan, and Heather, and then, GT, and it's just, honestly, out of all this, it's like to see GT grow up in this type of video game generation. GT, real quick, did you think
I'll still be gaming when I'm 80.
Did you think you were gonna be into gaming as much as if I don't know, maybe if you and I didn't meet, and what was it? No, how long? So 12, 13. I've known you 7 years, going on 8 years. If I didn't meet you in 06 on Gears of War, do you think you would be hardcore in gaming as you are now?
I'd still be gaming, but I don't think to the extent I would be now. And having the friendships of everyone across the board with different generations, it just brings so much more to me and more knowledge. And it makes me more inquisitive about going out and seeing what's actually going on in the industry as well.
Yeah, just and be able to see it change. I mean, it's definitely, gaming is a lot different now. I mean, like you said, like Stinger, I think you said podcast last time, back then it was Mario can kick Sonic's ass. Now it's
Oh, it was blast processing and 64 colors versus 256 colors. That was the big fight. That Super Nintendo had Street Fighter 2, but the Genesis had Blood and Mortal Kombat. Those were what we argued about.
but yeah,
Um,
the actual games now it's completely different. But so
Now it's
and
peas,
Signer
peas and friends.
Signer 717 like to say hi to everyone. Also, she was going to be on our podcast today, but she has had some stuff to come up. So, but I believe next time she'll be with us. Then I do know.
Good, because as I said, that was completely unacceptable.
Yeah, yeah. We will have our third video game review up by Wednesday or Thursday. I'm debating whether to do Killer Instinct or Strider. More than likely, I'll probably do Killer Instinct. With that one, I'll have a buddy of mine jump on here with his.
And I'll follow up with Rayman Legends, which I just got last night.
That'd be definitely.
Fantastic game, by the way. Oh my God.
I remember playing that for the Wii U at the demo last year before it came out, and it seemed fun. Like it was pretty. I was laughing. There was a lot of funny stuff going on. And
I played. let me age myself. GT, if you had one of these, jump right in. My first Rayman experience, which I still have, I have it in the back, is on my Atari Jaguar.
Man,
Wow.
Jaguar.
I did not even know Rayman. I thought Rayman started like on the GameCube and PS2 days.
No.
I didn't know that Rayman was around that long. So.
No,
I know, right?
it really was. Well, gentlemen, this has been a blast as usual. GT, we are so glad you were able to join us. We're hoping that we can get you in here as much as possible.
Yeah, it's great to be here today.
And as always, please subscribe to our YouTube page, which you're watching the video on. So the subscribe button's right up there in the upper right. Click it, just click it. And please feel free to leave us some comments. Our comment section, we're still trying to get some of your conversation in.
Suggestions.
And if we start getting enough.
Yeah. Anyone have any suggestions also? If there's a specific topic you guys want us to talk about, or just like maybe a different idea. Like I don't know. I actually thought about doing like an old retro day one time where we just talked about old like Nintendo and just talking about like those old games, like the old Star Tropics. You guys, anyone remember Star Tropics?
Man. Oh,
Get some old stuff that kind of like a nostalgia type deal. So
I follow Phil Spencer, and he follows me, which I actually take as a badge of honor, considering I'm not a journalist anymore. And we talked about Bard's Tale.
Oh wow!
The other day, which I had on the PC, and it came in a flip folder on a 3.5-inch floppy, and this was back when EA was actually calling themselves Electronic Arts. So I mean, I would love to do a retro. So anyway, yeah, definitely comments and suggestions, our YouTube page, and don't forget our Twitter, which is at @gen_gamers. Please give us a follow. We try to keep some news flowing on there.
There's also a link.
We'd love to.
There's a link to that on the YouTube page. It's right, I think, on the banner. I was able to add a link in there. You'll see the little Twitter icon. You just click on it, and it'll take you straight to it. If you can't find the Gen Gamers.
And you can tweet us suggestions and news articles and things you'd like us to talk about there as well. So,
and if you don't like us, tell us why.
Yeah, we want to know.
Yeah.
We want
to know. Don't just say that you guys are stupid and leave it at that. We got to know why.
Yeah, because look, ultimately we're recording this for you guys. We want to reach out to you and talk about things that you want. So, your feedback is very important. From all of us here at Generation Gamers, I am Stinger NLG, Mike Mullis, and let you guys have a final word. I just want to say we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening. Gentlemen, take us out.
All right, this is Mason, a.k.a. Sayonara 2-2. Once again, I appreciate everybody watching and giving your time to watch. I know this podcast is a little longer than usual. I think we haven't had a long podcast like this since our first one, but we're having a lot of fun, and we hope you guys are too. So go ahead. We can leave it to you there, Stan.
Yep, this is Stan. aka Loyal Valor. And yep, thanks for listening.
Yep. Last, Dave at GT Marauder. Thanks for coming out, listening to us, putting in an effort for you guys out there. So come back again.
All right, you guys, game on.